Hey guys, this is Phil Montgomery. Scenario here. This is a small nuke in August queen I made last year. This is a double deep that I had from last year, and I'm trying to see if these guys were big enough to take away this box and set it on its own. I'm making that number at 4 frames of bees. They haven't eaten any of their sugar. It's draining. First thing to do is check and see if it's draining, and it was. I had an adventure today. Just worked on my starter on my Ford truck. And I thought I had it fixed. Got ready to come here to the bee yard. And it took 5 times to turn it over to get it to start. So I got about 4 frames of bees in here. So I need to take a peek. See what's going on. It's late in the afternoon. Hopefully they're not grumpy because it's so late. I had to leave my truck running. You might even hear it in the background. That's an empty. I should have been here a couple hours ago. It's an empty and a pollen. Pollen and empty. But I forgot to bring enough comb. I brought 1 box of comb. 10 empty combs only made it through 4 hives. That's nectar and pollen. Mostly empty. Always put the nectar to the outside. That one's an empty frame. I need to move it in. It's later where it's harder to see. Here's another empty. It's partial. Uh-oh, I see a queen cell. That ain't good. Definitely see a queen cell. I have a bunch of little larvae in here. Over here I have a whole sheet of larvae. Interesting. And oh, it's just a queen cup. I thought it was a queen cell. That's 1 frame of brood. Let's go ahead and see what this is. Just a cup. I thought it was a closed cell. That's 1 frame of brood, 2 frames of brood. What I got here, it should be marked now. Then run smack dab into pollen. So this hive is struggling because they filled pollen in right next to their brood. There's not tons of bees in here. They just have too much honey, too much stores. I don't know what happened. I think they're brought, so this hive is just suffering. This hive is suffering from not having enough empty comb in the right place. I don't know how that messed it up, but it did. Got tons of food. What I'm going to do with this one, got 3 or 4 frames of bees, only a couple frames of brood, and it's my fault. Absolutely my fault. So I'm going to take them home. I'm going to take these guys home, and then I'm going to put them in a nuke, take them home for about 5 frames of bees, really about 3 frames of bees. And I'm going to make make a split, put a split up on top of here. If I leave this here and put it to the side, all the field bees will go into the split. The thing is, I don't want it to do that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. So you don't know what to do, just put it aside so you can think about it. That's about 4 frames of bees. It's big enough to be on its own now. It's a time of year I want to do more spooks. That's hot. Ouchie! Woo, woo, woo! That's a lot of people would have cussed. I've mostly conquered cussing. Daggone it, that baby is hot. That's the second time I burned. Alright, so that one, this one, that crap happens, man. It ran into pollen. They stored their pollen where I had an empty frame and I left too much sugar in here. Hope the queen wasn't on top of that. So this one here don't have hardly any bees on the top. Just 1 or 2 frames of bees. They have eaten their sugar. It's time to this hive is from last year. A lot of stores, and underneath here I have a box of bees. So they're doing good. They just need to probably need empty comb. So let's see. I'll use a piece of Reflectix here to hold this down. And I'm gonna put this box over here and see what we got going on. They're 1, 2, 3, 4. They're about 6 frames of bees. Some of the bees that I have that are quite carnelian, they just don't grow up real fast. But some of the bees this time of year, they run out of not having enough comb. I have the comb. That last one there, it turned around and boxed itself in. So there's an empty on the outside. I don't want that. Pollen there. There's pollen on that side, empty on this side. So you want the empty towards the brood nest. It don't say if it's queen right marked. I don't know if we're queen right marked or not. I like to put little initials on here, let me know what's going on. So this is pollen, empty. I'm looking for any queens, marking them as I can. So now I got brood down here, which is good. There are only 6 frames of bees. So that's brood right there. I got larvae on that side, pollen, larvae on this side. It'd be a perfect frame to make a split. I may go ahead and make a split with this one. Go ahead and get my box. That's a perfect one for a split. Larvae. I just got a new job and I believe I'm starting Monday. So this new job is going to require a lot of labor, a lot of time. Sales job. I'm going to be selling home improvement. So Now when I'm getting ready to do a split, you need to really look for the queen. This is one whole frame of open larvae, which is bad. Last year I did a bunch of grafts and I had a bunch of failures and a couple big successes. So this year I'm starting off my first splits are all going to be walkaway splits. So that's a ton of larvae, really too much. But it has the right age larvae. You can get a little cap brood and then a little bit of larvae at the right age. That's the way to go. That's all cap brood. The laying pattern's kind of funny. Look, it's all checkered in there. It's got pollen in there, nectar in there. So we had a nectar flow of some sort. This laying pattern's janky. Look at it all over the place. Part of why they might only be 6 frames. So let's see, that's 2 frames of brood. Yeah, same thing. So I got a problem with a queen. Three things of brood. Laying a lot of it though. I mean, there's a bunch of it. Weird. Bunch of brood, but weird laying pattern, but it's full. Huh. That's 3 frames of brood. Four frames of brood. It's weird. Pollen mixed in with the brood. There's a lot of brood in there too. So I'm gonna probably have to put this one on to requeen it. Same thing over here. There's just so much of it though. I don't understand. It's all intermixed with pollen and nectar and well, I don't understand. Strange. That's four frames of brood so far. There's no shortage of it. It's just not a good laying pattern. Four and a half frames of brood. Weird. And so I'm gonna take one of these frames of cap brood. Oh, my daggone box fell over. You guys probably seen it when I didn't see it. I'm gonna go ahead and make a split with the understanding I'm trying to requeen this hive all by itself. So that's 5 frames of brood, 4.5 frames of brood down here. Kind of weird. These are real jumpy and stuff and runny, but there's all kinds of brood in here. 4.5 frames of brood. So this one has right age larvae on it too. So I'm gonna take that one out because it's too much open brood. It'll look real good for the queen. I mean, this frame is laid perfectly. So I don't know. I'm not gonna write her off all the way yet because this is all perfectly laid, all in a big circle. Weird. And this is the last brood she had, so I don't know. Maybe the nectar coming in was so much it messed them up. I'm not sure, it's the first time I've seen this. But this, not one cell's missed on this one. Huh. Alright. I'm gonna steal the bees. I'm gonna take those and then I'm gonna go ahead and put empty next to her. That's empty there. A little bit of nectar there. Empty there. Honey at the end. So this box is made out fine. Let's see what we got in here. See if we have any more brood in here. That's 4.5 frames of brood in there. That last frame was perfect. I don't understand what the deal was. That's honey. This is really full of, I think we had a big nectar flow here. A friend of mine had a big nectar flow too. Looking for the queen now. So this is absolutely smack dab full larvae. Huh. So this will go in here. That's a big old frame. So that's 5.5 frames of brood. Pollen. That's a lot of brood, man. I don't know what happened to it. Might have been the nectar flow messed them up. There's the queen. So she's marked. Huh. So I know the queen's in here, so I need to rob my bees for over here. So I keep your eye on them. They're like white-tailed deer. They seem like you can see them forever until all of a sudden turn around, they're gone. Okay. I'm just gonna pop her right in here. 6.5 frames of brood. She had a funny laying pattern, and then all of a sudden it's like it quit. Weird. Alright, well. Hard to be mad at her with 6.5 frames of brood, you know. That's a lot of brood. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her, I think there was a big nectar flow that came in. A friend of mine at his house had a real big nectar flow, and this is early. It's also a time I need to do a mic check. So I put the queen in the bottom box. It's absolutely the perfect time to do the mic check. You want to make sure the pollen sub is on in the cracks. They prefer to eat it from the bottom coming up. Stuff is goopy. A fella give me a whole box of this stuff. Man Lake Bee Pro, I think it was called. It's their most affordable stuff. And it was old and dried out. It'd been in the freezer. I'd like to do a mic check. I just don't know if I have enough bees. I don't think I have enough bees. So I have 2 brood. That one's food and empty. Now I need some pollen. if I can find some pollen in here. If not, I know I brought a couple frames that had pollen on it. There's a little bit of pollen. There's a lot of pollen. Perfect. This is the perfect split. I'm just putting all these guys here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and see what else I have in here. That's an empty. Wow, that's all pollen. I thought it was empty. Smack dab full pollen. A whole lot of these bees are gonna go back. Check out the pollen. It's all orange. I don't know if you can see it with the light. It's on both sides. And it's, I think they had a big pollen or a big nectar flow, and I think it buggered them up. I think it filled it. I think they filled the brood nest full. So I have nectar, empty, honey. All right, so I don't need 2 honeys in here. So I'll take one away. I'll put that in here. But I also have a feeder in here. Put this in. In fact, I think I'm gonna put that honey back in. Okay? That's gonna give me 3 honeys. 3 honeys plus a feeder. So there's that. Then I'm gonna have a double screen board, and I'm gonna make this another hive. I thought I had another. Oh, here we go. Well, I'm gonna have to take that double screen board. I have a double screen board on this one, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and rob it from this one. I was just gonna do an extra one. So this time I want to make sure I give them a little. We got a lot of pollen. There's some empty. Taking away 2 honeys. There's one big deep honey, and here is another one. This half honey, half empty, and then the rest I'll give them an empty. They have a lot of food in here. So this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There'll be 2 more empties. It just got too much food. I don't like how much food it has. Come back, put this one in and out twice. It's funny. I left that box of empties right here. I went to the cart and looked for empties right there. That's more pollen. That's a really good split right there. And now we're going to give this one plenty of empty space. Fill their feeder up. Okay, now I just need to fill their feeder up and give them pollen on the top. So this hive is ready to go ahead and to expand. I had never seen a brood nest that got so jacked up like that. I guess the bees were storing the nectar in the brood nest and they jammed it up. Now what I'm going to do is put a double screen board on here. I got to rob it from over here. Hopefully this ain't one of those that's permanently fixed. I don't like affixing the double screen board permanently. I got my mouse guard on here still holding it together. Beekeeping's hard. It's fun.